What's up, guys? How's it going? Welcome back to yet another video. We've been organizing the van some, got some better totes, and also have some more storage under the bed and everything. So I'll give you guys another van tour at some point. For now, though, also bought a little bit of just a smaller cooler. We have the big cooler in the back, but we have been studying lately. We've been reading up on the CDL manual. So I've been taking notes, and yeah, there's 13 sections, and I am on section 5. Section 2 is long, so I have it all written down here on my phone as well. This all syncs to the cloud, and I don't have you guys on a tripod or anything. Just my phone's leaning against a pillow, neck pillow. Anyway, so what we have here is I've been taking notes, and so section 1 is the introduction. Section 2, driving safety, that was a long one. Section 3 is pretty short, still important, transporting cargo safely. Section 4 is transporting passengers safely. It even says in the manual, like there's certain sections I don't have to read if I don't want to, for testing purposes, you know, like if I'm not going to be driving a school bus or a city bus and it's going to be just transporting cargo in a tractor trailer semi truck, then great. And I own the book. It was like $20, or if you want, you can look up the manual online. They have that as well if you guys want to pause the video and scan the QR code. Section 5 is air brakes. So that's what I'm on now. Section 6, combination vehicles. So if you are driving a combination vehicle, I think the combination vehicle is the tractor and the trailer together, and it goes over probably coupling and uncoupling it and stuff like that, and the weight ratings, what the limit is, maximum weight, and like it went over in section 3, you know, not being at the maximum weight if you're like driving uphill or through mountains or bad weather, stuff like that, you know. And how many tarps you need to tie down certain loads and everything like that. A lot to go over, more than the scope of this video that I want to. As far as, you know, we can do more. We can even do a video series on it later, and I'll definitely be doing vlogs on the road as well, like we're doing now. I'll get into some of your questions soon, because I did have a few DMs. Section 7 is doubles and triples. Some of these require endorsements, so section 8 is tanker vehicles, you know, driving any vehicle that's carrying, I believe, 119 gallons or more of liquid. Hazmat, section 9, that requires a TSA security clearance, which I'll have no problem passing, but that's what it requires, and fingerprint scanning and all that stuff in order to haul hazmat materials, hazardous materials. And you have to have placards on all 4 sides, at least 10 3/4 inch square and all that. Section 10 I can skip, school bus. I might glance over those sections, I don't know. I never really plan on driving a school bus. Even if I bought a school bus to do a conversion, you don't need the CDL for that, because that's personal use, just like you don't need a CDL to tow a 5th wheel. That's, you know, it's a commercial driver's license. So yeah. Section 11, vehicle inspection. That one's important, your pre-trip, post-trip, and all this, and checking your load that's tied down, you know, obviously before you leave as part of the pre-trip inspection, after 50 miles, and then again every 150 miles, I believe, or every time you stop and take a break. Section 12, basic vehicle control skills test, and then last one, section 13, is on-road driving. So I don't want to bore you guys too much, but you know, that's just what I'm going over. I don't want to go too in depth right now on it, but and then I also have other sections here as far as like my personal notes, books, reading lists, self-development, my finances, money, investing, debt-free stuff. We can go over all this on different videos on the channel or on Instagram, whatever. Fitness, health, physique, weights, cardio, all that. My truck, not the semi truck, but my personal truck. Notes, I have different notes saved by year, so I organize those. I have different quotes about money, relationships, building an empire, you know, just working on building your life, stoicism, just, you know, wisdom and quotes and stuff like that. Success, taking uncommon action, not being average. Van life notes, travel trailer land, workflow, and then my YouTube, socials, podcast, all that good stuff. Had someone was saying that, and this is kind of funny, they don't get it, and it's okay. It's okay. I don't talk to people that don't get it or stuff like that. But like saying, oh well, you live in a van. Well, first, I live out of a van, so we're not always in the van. Our backyard can change at any time. No rent. We're saving money. If you know, you know. You guys that know about van life that are supportive, you know. If not, that's okay. You can still tune into the channel and stuff. And also, it's funny, just because you're posting your Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Zelle, all that stuff, doesn't mean you're begging for money. It means, people want to donate. Great, much appreciated, of course, as always. But the girlfriend and I are working, so she's working full time. I'm working part time, but I pick up hours when I can, extra shifts, because that's on top of me studying for this. I passed the CDL theory portion, which is the online theory written test stuff, and my DOT physical, which is good for 2 years. However, now I want to go over the manual and pass. Next thing to do is get my CDL permit so I can do the behind the road training and stuff, and then actually get my CDL license, and then possibly the endorsements as far as tanker, hazmat, doubles and triples, combination vehicles, stuff like that. But first we'll focus on the actual CDL, and then you just add onto it, the passenger endorsements, again, if you want to drive a city bus or school bus, stuff like that, like I was saying in the previous video. But yeah, I mean, it's, again, circle got smaller, vision got larger and clearer, as the saying goes, as the quote goes. My friend, John, he has a channel as well, and he makes great videos at, self-development stuff, weights, following your purpose in life, your mission, stuff like that, which I agree with. And I've known him since 2019, so I mean, we talk here and there, but I mean, we're both busy, and he's been working at his job almost 6 years. He's got an engineering degree. He's got his private pilot license, so there's that. Making 6 figures at this point, so that's pretty cool. Me, that's why I'm, and that's with a 4-year degree and all that, and the license and everything. But this trucking thing is only a 4-week course, and for me it's only 3 weeks, because instead of 160 hours, I only have to do 120 hours because I already did the theory portion on my own. So we did that. DOT physical, super quick, super easy. They do a urine test, they do vitals, which my vitals were perfect. They do just a check, just a basic physical. And I don't do drugs or alcohol, so I'm good there. They even go over that in the manual. As far as drinking, I barely even drink on my birthday. I mean, geez, like I'm at low tolerance, though, if I do drink. So I mean, I guess that's a good and bad thing, because you don't buy as many. And as far as drugs go, I don't really, other than like in the past doing weed and stuff, but that's been about it. I mean, as far as vaping, I think it's kind of dumb. My friend John, he said he's never drank or smoked, so that's good. That's good. Me, I don't really do that stuff at all anymore. I rarely did in the past. Usually when I would hit a vape or smoke or the e-pen, e-cigarette things, it's usually my girlfriend or a friend would offer me a hit. Like, I don't actually go out of my way to buy that stuff. I'm kind of focused on my finances and wanting to save money and invest and stay out of debt and all that stuff. And we can go over that in other videos. So, yeah, it's all about ignoring the naysayers and haters. And it's not about, always being worried about what they think, because really, it doesn't matter what they think. Some of them don't even pay their own bills, and wish them all the best. There's just people you're gonna drift apart from. You're gonna drift away. There's friends. I have real friends. I keep my circle small. My girlfriend I've been with for over a year. We've been doing good, and we're only building and getting better from here. She enjoys her job. I enjoy mine, but I know I'm capable of a lot more, and that's exactly what we're doing with the CDL, and we're doing it on my terms, as far as living out of a van. yeah, because I was done living with family, and I'm 28 now. Just turned 28 back in May last month, and I you know I didn't want to live with family anymore, and I had moved out before, moved in with different exes. It didn't quite work out, obviously, because they're exes. Again, I kind of went over that on a podcast episode, so I don't want to go into like any stuff that's not gonna be conducive to growing the channel and to furthering my self-development, self-improvement, success, all that stuff. So yeah, man, we're gonna do some more studying. If you have any questions, let me know. I will do some more Q&As. The van is running fantastic. We just got the oil change very recently, and yeah, as far as the gym goes, probably gonna be hitting the gym tonight after the girlfriend gets off of work. And other than that, guys, I just want to do a quick video. I don't want this thing to go on too long. We're at the 11-minute mark right now, so I'm gonna wrap this up because I don't want the video to go on too long. So if you want to subscribe, if you're new, would much appreciate it. If you want to donate to the channel, I have Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and Zelle. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video with more updates, and keep on trucking. Later.